But wait, I had to tell y'all, after I had got my hair done that day, right? I'm walking to my car, and this guy like, excuse me, miss, he like, your shoe untied, your shoe untied. Mind you, I had Uggs on. So I ignore him, I keep walking or whatever, because bitch, I know my shoe ain't inside. He like, can I tie it for you? So I'm like, yeah. So I get in the car, I shut the door, so he ended up walking over. So he like, you know, what's up, where you going? Da-da-da. So I'm not about to go in the house. I just got finished getting my hair done. Blah, blah, blah. Mind you, my tire on my car was low, so I had to go get air, and I needed gas. I been knew I needed gas before I even got to the braiding shop, but I'm like, I'm gonna just do the after. Like, I got enough to make it there. So he like, can I get your number or whatever? So I'm like, I give him my phone. He put his number in my phone. So I'm like, damn. I said, can I get $20 for gas? So he gave it to me. He like, I ain't no baller or nothing, but I'll give you $20 for gas. Babe, I'm glad you said that, because you won't be hearing from me. Fuck you mean you not no baller? I didn't ask you to be no baller. But that mean you're stingy. That's all that mean. Because who the fuck asked you was you balling? Bitch, I'm not balling the fuck either. But you balling up all in my motherfucking face. So let me get some motherfucking money, ho. Fuck. I don't give a fuck. I hate when people be like, damn, a nigga gotta give you money just to talk to you. Yes. Yes, the fuck he do. If not, he can come talk to you. Fuck. And let me just say this. The bitches that don't ask niggas for money, y'all make it so hard for a bitch like me. Because they meet me and they think I'm begging. Bitch, I'm not begging. You just not going to be sitting in my motherfucking face for free. You going to do something. Like, I hate y'all bitches. I don't need a nigga for shit. I need it for everything.
Welcome to the renewal. Please be sure to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Today we'll be listening to brave, interesting story times from TikTokers. While some stories being told will have you laughing, others are very personal and serious. Let's take a second to thank all content creators for sharing their real life experiences with us. As we leave comments, let's please keep them respectful, remembering that words online still have real life impact. I hope you all enjoy these stories as much as I did. Let's get into the video.
One time last year, I ordered a 10-piece wing from Wingstop on Uber Eats. And when the driver got to my apartment door, he had 2 big bags in his hand. And so I'm like, which one is mine? He like, both. I'm like, both? He like, yeah, both. And he lift the bags up and he like, see, they say Jasmine. I'm looking at the bags. I'm like, that don't say. For whatever reason, I'm trying to be a good Samaritan because I know that this is not my order. I know this is not my order. And so I tell him, I'm like, that don't say. And he like, oh. So at that point, I'm like, okay, bet, give him the bags. I snatch the bags up and close my door and lock it tight because I don't want him to change his mind. And I bring those 2 bags to my counter. And in my head, I'm like, please don't let it be no foolishness. Like, please don't let this be no 50 chicken sandwiches or nothing like that inside of this bag. When I start opening them trays, it was wings, 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 wings. 120 wings, y'all. I ordered a 10-piece. And I was really trying to be nice. Because I even went ahead and called Wingstop. I was like, listen, the driver dropped off the wrong order to my house. So I'm going to tell y'all now, y'all are about to remake 120 wings. He was like, we just realized that you don't got to bring it, you don't got to bring it back down here or nothing. I'm like, I was never going to, but I just wanted to give y'all a heads up. And it wasn't even no crazy wing flavors like Atomic or nothing like that. It was like, it wasn't what I ordered, but it was good enough to get the job done. And so, of course, I instantly called my friends like, help me. And they came over, my cousin came over, and they ate some wings. I sent them with some to-go boxes, all of that. When I tell you I still had probably like 40 wings left after everybody had came and did their big one. I ate wings for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for like 3 days straight after that. My only regret is that I didn't go pass out some wings to some homeless people. But I did go feed the homeless that weekend, so not too much on me. But ever since then, every time I order anything off of Uber Eats or DoorDash, I'll be like, Big G, if you... But James, if you see this, the wings were so good.
All right, so boom. We meet at like this little rooftop bar, little situation. It's not a club, but it's like a little rooftop vibe, like a little bar type shit. And I'm asking her all the basic questions. Like, we talking, we chopping it up. I'm asking her simple shit. Like, you know, like what you do, how old are you, you got kids, you know, crazy ex-boyfriends, what you got going on in your life? Like, what's up with you? Like, where you from? Shit like that, right? Conversation going fire, like everything flowing. So we exchanged numbers or whatever. And mind you, I said, she checking off all the boxes. So once we exchanged numbers, like the following days after that, I damn near broke my thumbs trying to text this bitch back so fast, because she was like my ideal. Like, she had it all. Like, she looked good, body was fire, little swag to her, no kids, no baby daddy, got her own shit. What more can I ask for? So I should have knew, because the red flags was there. So I should have knew what was up, but I was ignoring that shit. Because like I said, I just thought she was the one. I ain't gonna lie. But she used to be doing shit like pressing me over like small shit. Mind you, we just start talking. Like, we barely know each other. Like, you know, and she was pressing me over shit as if we've been together for years. And I was just like, kind of like, I was telling her about herself, but I was just kind of like laughing it off. Like, I wasn't really taking it as serious as I should have, because I would have got out of there fast enough. So one day I'm with the homies and we gambling, right? Like, we shooting dice. And mind you, me and her had never did nothing. No, nothing sexual. But we had pulled up on each other after, like, we went on a date or two, and then I had pulled up to her house before. She had pulled up to where I'd be at, whatever. So mind you, the place that I'm at this day, she never been there. So, you know, I'm not expecting her to pull up. I ain't expecting nobody to pull up. I don't really like people knowing where I be at. So back to what I was saying, me and the homies, we in the house, we gambling and shit, we shooting dice, we playing Madden, all type of shit, like, we gambling, you feel me? So I hear like a horn being blown outside, like a car horn being blown outside, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who is that? So me not knowing, I don't, like I said, nobody know where I'm at. So I'm asking homie, I'm like, y'all, somebody pulled up for one of y'all? Like, they looking out the window like, no. They like, I don't know who that is. Like, I don't even recognize the car. So I look out the window and I recognize her car, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is that, like, I'm like, it can't be. Fuck no, it can't be. So I walk out there and it's this bitch, and I'm like, first of all, I'm in shock, because how the fuck do you know where I was at? Like, how? This is before, like, I'm not a location sharing type of nigga unless it's temporary. Like, I'll share my shit for an hour so you can see where I'm at, but you're not going to indefinitely have my location. This ain't that. So she for sure to have my location. She never pulled up here. How the fuck do you know where I'm at? Bro, tell me why this bitch done followed me to the homie house before and, like, pinned the location, and she got the location saved. Bro, I was fucking mind blown. I'm like, are you serious? Like, is you cool? Mind you, I ain't even gave her no wee-wee yet. So I'm distraught. I'm appalled at this point. Like, how you follow me after I leave from you to see where I'm going, to have, like who does? That's some Sherlock Holmes shit. That's some investigator, some private. She tripping like, yeah, you ain't answering my phone. You over here with bitches, blah, blah, blah. She do that whole little spiel. And mind you, I already told you what we was in there doing. So I'm looking at her like, you really sound stupid. Like, you can't be that insecure. So I'm like, basically we have a conversation. I get in the car. We have a conversation. We low key argue, whatever. I make her leave. She leave. And at this point, I'm like, yeah, see, this is why, like, I'm glad I didn't give her none of that thing. Because she really would have been tripping. And at that point, I'm like, I can't fuck with her. I don't give a fuck how many boxes she check off. I just can't do it. Because that is the biggest red flag ever. Like, that crazy shit, that toxic shit, I done been there and done that. I don't do that no more. I'm not doing that for nobody. So once that shit happened, it was like curtains for that. I'm like, yeah, this bitch is officially crazy. and I see why she's single. And I was fooled. I thought she was the one.
So if
Hey,
y'all don't know by now, y'all know I don't like that age gap shit, really. Well, depending on the age, like, you know, if you grown, you got some life experience on you, you got a little dirt on you already, baby, you good. But when bitches 17, 18, grown ass men, 24, 25, fucking with them, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm about to give y'all a story time about how I found out my baby daddy was fucking with a fucking high schooler. And then the high school girl ended up getting beat up because she kind of lost her mind a little bit. And it's unfortunate that she got beat up because I never intended to beat her up. Ever. Her little homegirl tried to mace me, and for that bitch, you had to get your motherfucking ass toe up. If you see this, girl, I know you grown enough to know now you had no motherfucking business, and I'm sorry that you had to get your shit tapped in, because the way we tore y'all hoes up outside that club, real shit though, the real tea is they wasn't supposed to be at the club. You hear how that sound? I beat a high schooler up at the club. That's the motherfucking problem. These kids' mamas don't give a fuck. Okay, so we gonna set the scene of the story. Y'all, it's like 2017. I'm working at a call center or whatever. In my first apartment, me and my baby daddy done moved in. Worst mistake I ever made in my motherfucking life. If you having a baby by somebody right now and you know that ain't ideal, we pimps fuck up. Don't move in with the nigga. It's only gonna get worse. No shade. All shade. I'm dead serious. That shit is only gonna get worse, bitch. Just be real with yourself and just take your baby, love you, and love your fucking baby. Don't try to bring the nigga with you. He's only gonna break you down. So me and my baby daddy was back and forth. It was very clear that he was a cheater. And bitch, I'm my daddy daughter. The fuck? So you know what I'm saying, nigga? I'm too much for one nigga too. You too much for one bitch. I'm too much for one nigga. So what's up? We doing what we do. Now in rolls another party, because at this point it's like, all right, nigga, I'm tired of catching you. At this point in our relationship, y'all, I had to dislocate what shit. I did disconnect her shit, but I had done dislocated his cousin. Me and this man done fought in front of his grandma. I done tried to run him over. I done keyed his car. It's all kind of shit going on. Like we are back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it's like the type of shit my baby daddy was on. You never knew if a hoe was sending you a friend request because she was fucking him or not. And most times hoes was definitely sending me friend requests because they was fucking. I don't know what they wanted to watch me and Maury do. Shit, you fucking him. I'm at home with the baby. What you want me to do about this? But this girl added me, and I really didn't know how old she was. I didn't know how old she was, but I did peep that she was on the scene. Like she used to be running in the same circles we was in. Okay, so I peeped that she done added me. She always on his page. Pretty girl, very beautiful. She actually looked like she might have had a little age on her, aside from the fact that she was built like a 6-year-old girl. But I also know that there are little women out here, so I didn't know how old the girl was. So I started fronting him like, what's up? Who this girl is? Come to find out, y'all, it's this bitch I work at the call center with. It's her little sister. Her little sister fucking my baby daddy, and Shawty know this shit. One day this bitch gonna try to ask me to send her some motherfucking money. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if your children on their last little Caesars. I would never send you shit. That's another story for another day. Fuck her. But back to her little sister. So her little sister fucking my baby daddy. At this time, y'all, I don't even know what's going on. So to put like a good time frame on it, it first came about in like April of 2017, and then the little girl disappeared. I didn't hear nothing else. I don't know if he went and he got his shit together with her and she just stopped, but didn't hear nothing else, didn't see nothing. Y'all, it come around my motherfucking 21st birthday, right? My baby daddy posted me, which I was kind of embarrassed because don't post me, but I let him have it because he wanted to post me because I was going to the fucking club. You know how a nigga try to make it be known that they fuck with you because you finna go be around other niggas? It's okay, these other niggas still gonna fuck with me, baby. They don't give a fuck. And indeed, they did not give a fuck. But anyway, y'all, so the next morning, his grandma, y'all know his grandma died. His grandma called his phone and was like, I don't know what the hell you got going on, but somebody done slashed your tires out here. They done keyed your car. It's fingernail polish all over the place inside your car. Tori, what the hell you got going on? So he mad as fuck. Y'all, even crazier. So he trying to act all confused, like he don't know what the fuck is going on. Like he just, what the fuck? Ain't nobody do. So we go over there, we see the car. So when we see the car, I'm just sitting there looking at him like, which one of these hoes you done pissed off? I said, it's crazy you posted me on my birthday and then now your fucking shit done got fucked up. Like, what you got going on? You gotta make everything about you, Montaniqua. You gotta make everything. Boy, shut the fuck up. I'm not dumb. Somebody keyed your car after you posted me on Facebook, nigga. That's why I had me a happy birthday. I don't give a fuck. So at this point, he done realized who it was. So he done said something to the girl. So that's when he say something to the girl. Boom. Now I know that you're fucking with this girl. Cause what the fuck? This before I found out she was in high school, y'all. We still ain't found out that the girl in high school yet. Cause I ain't did enough digging. Y'all, this how I know light-skinned niggas delusional. This nigga thought that he was about to sit. Get him, girl. He thought he was about to sick me like I'm his big dog on this girl for fucking his car up. And I'm like, Baby, last time I checked, all 4 of my tires still spinning. It ain't not a scratch on my motherfucking Avenger. Y'all had a Dodge Avenger with the racing stripes on it. Couldn't tell me Nathaniel's. It ain't not a window busted. It ain't no fingernail pop. Why would I be beating somebody up for fucking up your car, Tori? Why would I do that? He get mad at me because I'm not finna fight the girl. I don't give a fuck. I wasn't fighting that girl. That's his car. So y'all know I'm a Virgo. My birthday in September. So after all that shit happened in September, he just looking crazy. He looking crazy. As y'all already know, this does overlap with the timeline for me and Chop. I'm waiting for Chop to come home at this point because I already knew, bitch. I got new fish on the line. I'm waiting for my nigga to get out of jail. So it get like October, like around Mari's birthday. We getting up to Mari's first birthday. Y'all, we had a birthday party together. Y'all already know me and my baby daddy up there holding the baby. Smiling, say cheese Marlin, looking fucking stupid together. Don't care. Yeah, we cheating on each other, but we up here with this motherfucking baby. So what? Child, the girl done came to me as a motherfucking woman. But I still don't know how old she is. So she done hit me up. She say, yeah, this girl came and told me that this man gave her gonorrhea. that should have been the first red flag for me that she was young. So she done hit me up like, girl, I didn't know y'all was in a relationship. One, this man live with me.
If you sleep with somebody and the next day you feel different, you feel weird, you procrastinate, you being lazy, you doing this, you doing that, it's because whoever you slept with got that energy and that spirit on them. Story time. So I was sleeping with this guy. We were like really cool. We were business partners, and literally we wasn't in a relationship. We knew that. Like, we may just slip up and do it here and there, but this particular time we slipped up and did it. It was like, okay, the next day I didn't go to bed until like 7-8 a.m. So the spirit ain't come on me the day after we slept together, because it was just like I was still woke. I was out partying. I didn't go to bed till the following day, so 2 days after we slept together. And when I tell y'all, I was only asleep for 30 minutes. This spirit, and I'm just getting chills, I'm getting sick, like I'm feeling weird even talking about it. It got on me, y'all, and it was so ugly in my dream. Like, our grandparents and our parents be like, you can't just be sleeping, lay down with dog, you get fleas. They basically meaning you lay down with something that ain't no good for you, you picking up everything that dog got. And it's like, when I tell y'all, after I was sleeping with him, I had a lustful spirit. Like, I just wanted to just keep getting it in. I was like just continuously wanting to listen to secular music. That demon was up in me. But when I finally was able to go to sleep when it was night and still dark from like partying, it got up in me. And it was like I had to fight back. Like, it was suffocating me in my dream. Like, I woke up, I could not breathe. This feel like a movie the way I'm telling you, but it's real life. And it's on everything that I love. And it's like I'm telling this story because I was going to keep it to myself to just help somebody out. Like, if you're continuously sleeping with somebody, they didn't make you their only person that you're sleeping with, or they're not like trying to become better in life or make better decisions or stop doing something that just doesn't align with you, cut it off. Because Sinners, that movie, is real. Like, your life can supposed to be going down this street by you continuously to mess with something that God or somebody that God does not have for you, and you would end up down this street and your whole life would be done. Like, I don't care how good he look, she look, how fat her butt is, how big his is. Leave it alone. Don't mess up your life for 5 minutes, or even if y'all can do it for 1 hour. That's temporary. Do not. Because I'm looking at this man's life right now, and it's just like nothing is working out for him. And he swear that like, oh, I pray, I do this. Dude is messed up. And like, girls is so focused on what they see on the outside, but this man is really messed up in the inside. Don't worry about how much money somebody got. Don't worry about how good they look. If it don't feel right, it ain't right.
And bitch, if y'all think that burn book with Regina George is bad, bitch, you would have hated to see my middle school diary. I mean, I was talking cash cold shit about bitches. It got to the point, I remember one time my mama read my motherfucking journal, the whole family jumped my motherfucking ass. They jumped on my ass, and I tell y'all, I was in there talking shit. And what make it even funnier, bro, like, I used to carry that diary around every fucking where. Like, that shit used to be on me. Like, it wouldn't be no shit like, I wait till the end of the day to tell you how my day was. Like, you did some shit to me right then and there, I'm pulling out that diary and writing about your ass in front of your motherfucking face. I didn't give a fuck. And one day my aunt had glanced over to see what I was writing, and I called her a big Rasputia looking bitch. Oh my, slapped the glasses off my motherfucking face like, bitch. This bitch was true. Yes, y'all, in the middle of the restaurant, she slapped the glasses off my face. Like I was in that book. This little fat bitch always motherfucker top. I think she said something like, it was over something so little too. I think she said something like, I couldn't get an extra side or something. I always been a greedy bitch. And I said, oh well, this big motherfucker, she can get all this food, but I can't. Got something for her ass. I went the motherfucker right up and said, boop. Just straight like that. And, of course, naturally, they went to follow up, like, okay, what the fuck else this little bitch been talking about? Like, let me see that motherfucking book, bitch. When I tell you my motherfucking stomach felt like it was shuffling cards, I knew I was fucked up. So she said, oh, don't worry. When we get home, we gonna read it together. I said, oh, shit. Like, I already knew what motherfucking time it was. And when I tell you that motherfucker literally sat me down and read every single page of that diary, and every time I said someone's name, she went to fucking call them and had me read what I said about their ass. And you know what was fucked up? Half of the shit I was saying I got from being around my fucking other family. Like, that's the shit they were saying about them. But of course, I'm the one who got in trouble because I got it in fucking writing. Like, but man, and when I tell you, like, I remember we had a family event not even a couple days later, and when we went, bitch, man, listen, I'm talking about they was on my ass like white on rice. They weren't letting up on my motherfucking ass. They went in on my motherfucking ass.
Born, and the moms do skin to skin to like bond with the child. Well, my mom wanted nothing to do with me when I was born. When I was born, she looked at me in disgust and handed me to my father. Now, my mom didn't like me because I looked like my father, and my mom and my father had problems in their divorce. I don't think my dad did anything wrong. My mom was the problem, honestly. She cheated on my father when I was three years old with my sister's dad. And my mother was always hating me for some reason because I resembled my father. She said I looked like my dad, so she hated me for it. And that was the reason why she hated me growing up. Now, my mother was a racist. She was Puerto Rican, full Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican and black. My dad's African. He's from Ivory Coast. But my mother was a racist. She would call me the N-word with a hard ER and make fun of my skin complexion and my hair. And she would mock me and basically say I look nothing like my siblings. My siblings are full Puerto Rican. They're light-skinned. And basically out me. And I feel like the black sheep in my family. When we would go out, there would be 5 of us. My mom had 7 kids. But at this time, there was 5 of us that were born at this time. People would stop us when we were walking. So we were walking to the mall. They would stop us and be like, oh, it's my mother. You have such beautiful children. And they would look at me and they would point at me and say, is that one yours? Because I'm black. And I always felt like the black sheep growing up because even strangers didn't believe I was my mother's child. And in the household, my mother didn't treat me like her child. She always treated me like a fucking... She treated me like damaged goods, like a dented fucking can. Now, my mother was my first bully. And my mother was very... I see my mother doing the deeds a lot of times. I seen her having a lot of times as a little kid. And this is happening under the ages of 3. And I'm watching my mom have and I'm acting out. I'm doing the same things that she's doing. I remember when I was about 2 years old, there was a boy that would come over to my house and we would play. And I remember one time we had got the blanket, we had put it over top of the dollhouse, and we pulled our pants down and we sat there looking at each other's genitals. We didn't do anything. We just looked at each other's genitals and we thought we were having we thought we were doing it. But I was just mimicking what I saw my mother do because I was exposed to it. I was about 2-3 years old at this time. And I remember this because I got beat very badly for it. The little boy didn't get beat. His father did nothing. But my mother beat me really, really bad with a switch. I remember her hitting me with the switch and I had a mark on my face. My family friend, one of my mother's family friends told me when I was 3 years old. This is the point to which I was being abused. When I was 3 years old, my family friend, we'll call her my aunt, was cooking in the kitchen with me. And she was like, I'm dirty. I need to clean up. I'm going to go take a shower. Stay right here. Don't move. She went to go shower, did her makeup, did her hair, came back. I was standing in the same exact spot and I hadn't moved for about an hour and 30 minutes. I was so afraid to not follow directions because I knew if I didn't follow directions, I would get beat severely. What 3-year-old do you know stands in the same spot or follows directions? Or even follows directions point blank period? What 3-year-old do you know? A 2-3-year-old does that. They don't. A 2-year-old would have left the moment. The 2-year-old wouldn't have even freaking stood there. But I did. That's the point at which I was being abused, bro. Like, it was really freaking bad. I hear voices today because of that. The doctor said I dissociate. I have dissociation, depersonalization, derealization, bipolar disorder, PTSD, and it all stems from me being abused as a child. I even hear voices, bro. I hear hallucinations. I have auditory hallucinations. That comes because basically We're saying my mind is like a circuit. Like, the electric circuits where you turn the lights on. And imagine somebody throwing water on the circuit. Now, some parts of the circuit are going to turn off, and some parts are going to be on. That's like my brain. Some parts of my brain are off, some parts are on. Or for another example, imagine a flower trying to grow, but a rock is on top of the root. So the flower is going to grow around it, and it's going to have a hole in the middle. That's my brain, because I was abused as a child. I was abused very, very, very bad. I hear voices now. My mother broke my arm when I was 3 years old. She picked me up, threw me into a toilet because I peed on myself during potty training time. And I peed on myself. She got upset and threw me into a toilet. Growing up, she told me growing up that I had broke my arm basically on one of those pregnancy yoga balls. And that I was on the yoga ball and I had bent forward and I had cracked my arm. My grandma told me that was not the truth and that was not the case, that my mother broke my arm when she got upset for me peeing on myself at 3 years old. These are just like regular things that happen in my life. And I still have, what's so crazy? I still have mad love for my mother. Like, I love my mom a lot. My mother passed away. She passed away 7 years ago. But it feels like he passed away yesterday. But I still cry for her, and I still want that relationship with her because I think that's my mother. And my boyfriend's very confused on why I love my mom so much and why I cry over her. I mourn her. I grieve her. He's like, why do you care about the woman so much? Like, she did you so filthy kind of. Why do you care about her? And I don't know the answer to that question. Like, that's something I got to ask my therapist. Now, a little bit about my mother. My mother was SA'd by her father from the ages of basically infant until 4 years old. And my grandmother used to do BAP. She was a BAP head. And she had sold my mom for BAP. And my mom was in this random guy's house. He was caressing her, and she was under the ages of 5 years old. And my mom remembers this very vaguely. And she told me the story when I was living with her. CPS came in and basically removed my mother from the house, my mother and my aunt and my uncle, and put them in foster care. And CPS basically, and they went from group home to foster home. They never got adopted. My mother ended up maxing out when she was 18 years old, getting a car and her own apartment from the state or from the government. But my mother didn't have it easy, and my mother told me that she hated females, and why she hated me so much also is because she was literally abused by women when she was in CPS or foster care. And that they would like put tampons and pads in her face and rub blood on her face, and like they would just do these terrible things to her, and she hated women. Then my mother liked hanging out with men, and she likes men more, and why she wanted little boys her whole entire life because she never had a bad experience with men besides with her father when she was a little kid, but she vaguely remembers that. My mother wanted little boys. She didn't want little girls. But I'm a grown woman. There's nothing you could do. Like, you birthed me. I'm a woman. I can't change my chromosomes. I remember one time she cut my hair into a mohawk, gave me all boy clothes, changed my name to Kajan. My name is Kayana. Changed my name to Kajan, and I was her little boy for about a year.
Quick story time. Now, I was at a work Christmas party. This was when I was working in a certain salon years ago, so I feel like it's okay to speak about this now. So we've gone to our work Christmas do, and the company itself was quite a really established, quite wealthy company on a whole. So the Christmas party we was having was quite a big one. They was holding some of it at the Bulgari Hotel and then some of it elsewhere. So I've decided to meet one of my fellow beauticians there. There's going to be hairdressers, beauticians, the managers, and overall the people that are the CEOs of the company. This night, everything was paid for: dinner, unlimited drinks at the bar, and then also the second place we had our own personal bar, so everything was free. Now, it was a night for everybody to let their hair down. This was my first ever Christmas party with them because I had only been with them for about just under a year. So getting to know the company as a whole, obviously there's so many different personalities. We've had dinner. The dinner's been lovely. So it's been like a 5-course meal. Everybody is very tame at this point. Obviously wine is being served, but it's not a place where it's going to be everything going crazy because it was a sit-down dinner. The managers and the CEO are also on the table. I knew one of the CEOs to be quite kind of masculine man. He was very business minded, very professional, and very just above board when it came to dealing with colleagues, dealing with myself, and when I saw him just maneuvering around in the company in general. However, this night, it seemed to be that because there was drinks involved, he was very talkative, he was very loud, he was really kind of ambitious in making jokes and talking to a lot of the female staff. And me and my friend, my close friend, noted that he was basically acting completely different. When I mean completely different, I'm going from being buttoned up collar, very serious, very on point, to literally unbuttoned collar, laughing, flirting, knocking back glasses of wine, which of course by this point we're looking and we're like, we know what kind of night this is going to be. My fellow friend who I'd made in this company warned me and said that these Christmas parties and these work dues can go really crazy. Now, obviously, we all know in any normal circumstance, wherever you are, it's different than being in a workplace when you have these parties and these get-togethers. Some people take it too far. Some people that are in higher positions also do things that they shouldn't be doing. And this night was one of those nights. Sit-down dinner's finished, and you can tell that a few of these glasses of wine have gotten to some of the colleagues. But we also knew that there was a higher percentage that something was going to go wrong or something crazy was going to happen. Let's just say in this workplace too, it just used to snow a lot, whether that would be at the workplace or whether that would be this night in particular. Santa was driving his sleigh across the whole building. So we've decided that we are going to go to the next part. The DJ himself had turned up to the dinner and had sat down with us, and we realised he was going to be playing more different types of music. He actually was telling us that he was going to be playing music that we would like. It wasn't just going to be the normal boring work party Christmas songs and club classics. We realised he was going to be playing all types of songs, and was like, okay, we might as well go and shake a leg, have fun, and then leave. We had work off the next day. Why not? We arrived to the second place. Now the DJ's setting up and they've opened up the bar, so everybody's gone over there straight away to get these drinks because it's an open bar, and they're basically saying the bar is open for up to 4 hours. So to me, I realised that this was about to get messy. A few of the other girls that we work with were there as well, so we all kind of huddled into a certain part of the room and we got our drinks, was talking, chatting, the music began and everyone was having a good time. Everyone was shaking a leg. As the night was going on, I realised that, yeah, I've actually had quite a bit to drink. Now, in between, we've obviously been going to the toilet and having toilet breaks, and as I said, the snow in the building was going off. No, not my kind of thing. Have fun though. I was so shocked by who was the ones that were doing it, but again, who am I to judge? Whatever. This was not a good sign. One of the main actual bosses is dancing on the dance floor. Now, he was absolutely trolleyed. When I mean trolleyed, he was trolleyed. One of the girls ends up going in the middle with him and dancing to a point where it went kind of silent. So the music is playing, but there's no reaction from who is in the room because we're now all looking in horror that now they're dancing together. It's getting a bit heated in a way that it shouldn't be getting, especially in public. They're full-blown dancing as if they're the only people in the room. One of the other managers has luckily gone towards him and separated them and kind of eased it off, and the night's gone on. There's so many more things that happened. People were being sick. A person that was sick on themselves and had to get taken out. There was someone that had to go to the hospital because they blacked out. Things were going on in the toilets. It was a crazy situation. Now, not the next day, but the day after, we have both got a shift together. I'm on the late, she's on the early. I've gone in now on the late, and as soon as I've walked into the workplace, she's grabbed me. She's telling me that not only did they hook up, so the manager and this girl that was dancing, they hooked up, but they also was allegedly, they was hooking up prior to this anyway. They had been able to hide it and it was hidden for so long that obviously after a few drinks, they forgot where they were, and that's why they were so easy to do that in front of everyone. However, come to find out, which we all knew anyway, the manager was married, but the girl had a boyfriend. He then turned up to the workplace that same day. I'm gonna leave it there. If you want part 2, let me know. But he came to our workplace that next day, and boy, quick story time. Now,
I'm not gonna lie, this is the second time I've had like an encounter with one of my baby father's friends that make me feel like they're a fucking predator. Christmas, I went over to my baby father's house, you feel me? I made a little dinner, chilling with the baby. My baby father always has somebody living on his fucking couch. Some nigga that's damn near 50, about to pass away, who wasted his life and needs somewhere to stay. I don't leave my kid with nobody. You feel me? And that's why I don't trust leaving my kid with my baby father, because he just be ready to leave my baby with anybody. My baby father wanted to go to the store, right? He wanted me to come with him. Why he needed me to come with him? Of course he didn't, but he just wanted it to. And my baby father's the kind of nigga that if you argue with him, it will be worse than just going. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel off about this nigga until this night. Bro, we leaving, right? The baby sleep in the room on the bed. We run into the store real quick, we coming back. He's like, oh, leave the door open, you feel me? That already rubbed me the wrong way, but I'm like, all right, maybe he just want to be able to hear the baby. I remember exactly how I left my baby, you feel me? What position he was in on the bed when we left out. We went to the store. I'm not gonna lie, God will speak to you every time, because my spirit was bubbling. And it's like I was really fighting it because I'm trying to act calm. And it's just so funny because God made the store be closed. God made everything. Like, the store was closed. I was even suggesting another option, like me and my baby father go to a different store. My baby father was like, nah, he didn't feel like going either. You feel me? And my spirit was bubbling. I didn't even tell him. We get back to the crib, y'all. The nigga sitting up in the couch. He's sitting up in the couch just like, you feel me? Looking, I don't know. To me, it looked like he just sat the fuck down. When I got to my baby father's house, that nigga was eating. You feel me? I was cooking the whole time before we went to the store. The nigga told me he was not going to be hungry no time soon. He was already going through shit. I guess his BM don't let him see his daughter. As soon as we walk in the door now, he's like, yo, the food ready? The food ready? I'm trying to eat or whatever. That nigga jump up. He jump up, he walk into the kitchen. Let me go check my baby. Bro, I go check my baby. He's in a whole other position than I left him. So now I'm like, alright, you feel me? Maybe he just turned in his sleep because he was still asleep. I take the cover off him, y'all. His pajama pants is looking disheveled, right? But that wasn't the icing on the cake for me. The icing on the cake for me was, because, you know, pull-ups, how, like, they have the new ones where the sides pull off. When I put them on my baby, I don't pull the sides. He just puts them on straight away. His pull-up was ripped at the side and resealed. I checked his butthole, you feel me? I checked his mouth. I checked, like, I don't know, I was just checking him, you feel me? I almost wanted to cry. And I'm just so mad that I know I couldn't even tell my baby father, because he would just look at me like I'm crazy. He would look at me like I'm crazy and then probably start a fucking argument. I'm shaking as I'm telling this story. All I could do is just pray he did not do nothing to my baby. Feel me? Because that would have been our fault. Right? But I don't know if he did it, but I know he had intentions. You want to know why? Because that same food that he's talking about, is the food ready or whatever, y'all, he didn't even want to eat. He didn't even want to eat. He was sitting there fake eating again. I'm not going to lie. I don't even want him in the house when I bring my son over there ever again. You feel me? But that's an argument me and my baby father going to have another day. But now it's making sense why his baby moms don't let him have his daughter by himself. And he has to have supervised visits. Any nigga that can't be with his own kids alone should not be with nobody kids alone. So I'm mad at myself that I even fucking went to the store, y'all.
I was a victim of K2 a few years ago. And the reason I say I was a victim is because that's not what I went there to buy. And that's not what I thought I was smoking. I had never heard of this before that day. And I actually ended up in the hospital almost dead. It happened when I was 21. I was living by myself. It was Friday. I just left work and I went to go cop some tree. But my regular guy wasn't around. So I hit up one of my old friends from high school. I thought he was cool. Guess he wasn't. I tell him I'm getting an eighth. His eighths per 30. When I pulled up, I realized I only had a 20. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. Like, I thought I had 30, but I guess I only have 20. He was like, oh, don't worry about it. Keep it. That was like red flag number one, because I've never copped from you before. We're not really friends. You're just someone that I know from high school. So unless you like me, why are you just giving me an eighth for 20? So I was like, okay, cool, bro, whatever. I went home that night, rode a fatty, and I sparked up. It didn't smell any different. It didn't look any different. I want to say like 20 to 30 minutes into me finishing the whole thing, because yes, I did smoke the whole thing, everything started changing. Like, I started getting tunnel vision. Everything around my eyes looked black, as if I was looking through like tunnels. I can feel my heartbeat out of my chest. That's actually a lyric that I wrote in my song Anxiety. But anyway, I felt my heartbeat like out of my chest. I can hear noises. I could see things that weren't really there. My whole body was shaking. My legs were shaking. I was sitting on the bed when this started happening. I could not get up. I didn't have the strength to get up from my bed. Obviously, I start panicking because I feel like I'm dying. I don't know what it feels like to be dying, but that's what I imagine it feels like, to slowly die. So I call my sister and I'm on the phone and I'm crying and I'm like, you know, I don't feel so well. I'm like panicking. She's like, oh, you're probably just really, really high. I'm like, no, trust me, this is different. So I stayed on the phone with my sister for a while, and I could tell she kind of didn't believe me, because like she probably just, like, she didn't smoke. So she probably just thought I was just like really high. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hang up on you. I'm going to call 911, because like the shaking, like the leg shaking, it got too much. I lived alone. So I was home alone on a Friday night, like doors locked downstairs. I was upstairs in my room, cozy. Nobody was coming. I called 911 and they told me, okay, can you go downstairs and unlock the door for the paramedics? I said, no, I can't move. I physically cannot move. She was on the phone with me trying to get me to, like, you know, pick yourself up, move one leg at a time. You know, I had to go all the way from my room upstairs, because I lived in a townhome, to go downstairs to unlock the door. I I couldn't do it. She was like, listen, I'm gonna stay on the phone with you till they get here, but you don't want them to break down your door. You have to make an effort to go downstairs. So I slowly started getting up, but I could feel myself like shaking as I walked, like I was gonna collapse. She was telling me to take deep breaths. Eventually I made myself go down the stairs and I unlocked the door and I just sat outside, like outside of my front door. I barely had any clothes on. I didn't have any shoes on. I just sat outside. As I was sitting outside, I was just kind of like holding my head, like I really thought I was dying. Paramedics come, they asked me what I took. I said I smoked. That's it. They put me in obviously the back of the ambulance and they tried to like give me an IV, but I guess the EMT or whatever, like I don't know if he was new or he just didn't know what was happening, or maybe I was just dehydrated, but he could not find my vein. So he tried, I want to say 4 or 5 different times before I told him to stop, because my whole arm was like, at this point was like purple. I was like, hey, please stop. Like, you're hurting me. Once I got to the hospital, they told the nurse what was going on. And she like quickly took my vitals. She put an IV in me. After I started calming down, I want to say like 15 minutes later, she was like, you're lucky that you called and they brought you here, because had you waited any longer, you would have had a heart attack. Like, I was on the way to an acute heart attack is what she said. They put monitors all on my chest and my stomach. I stayed there for a few hours. I didn't go to work for a couple of days. So when I did finally go back to work, obviously I still had like purple bruises all over me. And, you know, they were all asking like, what's wrong? Like, where have you been? I said, yeah, I almost died. I bought some bad tree. Almost died. When I tell you all my coworkers, because all my coworkers were male, and I guess they were like very protective over me, they wanted me to give them this guy's info so they can go fuck him up, basically. I said, don't even worry about it. Don't even do that. I'm just glad to be alive. When I tell you I took this person who I bought the tree from, I just blocked him. Blocked them completely from anything and everything. I just made sure that if anyone ever asked me about him, I always told them, do not buy trees from them. Just don't go to him. But my coworkers really wanted to like mess him up, and I was like, don't even. Let's just let it go, because I'm here. You know, I'm not dead. But yeah, that was a time that I bought some bad tree and almost died. Crazy, right?
Yo, my grandmother hated my dad so much that she ratted him out to the feds, made it look like my mom, and now my mom's not here anymore. All because my dad didn't want to give her money anymore. He stopped giving her money because she was being mean to my mom and was being weird with me, right? Soon as my dad stopped giving her money, our house started getting raided. We were raided so much that the feds would make comments about how much I had grown since the last time they raided our house. We was getting raided like crazy because my father was a serial pew-pewist who ran a lucrative operation in Philly in the early 90s. And both sides of my family are Jamaican, so you already know the vibes. Anyway, my dad has some intel in the police department, so he would know like when they was on his ass, right? So he had got information one time that the feds met up with some people, and one of them people was my mom, and they left that meeting with information. The other person in that meeting was my grandmother, okay? And she would do dumb shit like tell my mom meet her for lunch just because she knew my mom, they were estranged or whatever, and my mom really wanted a relationship with her mother, right? So she would just like bait her like that, and then my mom would show up for lunch and it'd be like all these FBI agents there trying to question my mom, and every single time she's like, I'm not cooperating because I got a child with this motherfucker and I know he ain't shit to me, but that's still her dad and I'm not with that shit. What pissed me off the most is that nobody gave a shit about her safety. All people cared about was getting him locked up, and all my grandmother cared about was getting some type of revenge over money that was never hers. And the lack of care for my mother and my own safety was very evident the night when everything went left, when we're trying to get into the house and some coked out Jamaican runs across the freaking alleyway and pushes us in the house. So I left off where a coked out Jamaican runs across the alleyway and pushes us into the house. And I swear y'all, the way this played out, you could absolutely tell that it was a red rum for hire that's supposed to be staged as a robbery. But this cokehead messed it up. Anyway, he pushes us in the house and locks the door behind him. I completely freaked out and ran all the way upstairs to my room and hid under my bed. So I hid under the bed. I'm thinking I'm safe. Then I remember my mom is in the basement with this psycho. I start crying. Then I hear footsteps coming. I'm thinking it's my mom. I hear my door rattling and shit. Then boom, my door gets kicked open. It's him. He tells me to come out into the hallway and sit with my mom or whatever, right? So then he goes in her room. He starts flipping her whole room upside down. I'm talking this dude ransacked the whole shit. He threw all her sneakers out the closet, all her shoes, messed the whole closet up, was going through her drawers talking about where's the money, really trying to make it look like a robbery. Since we got raided the first time, my dad stopped keeping money in the house, and my mom kept telling this fool who kept asking for money that she don't have none, and even offered to take him to the Mac machine, because that's what it was called at the time. It wasn't an ATM. We called it a Mac in the 90s. Yeah, hold on. Anyway, he comes back in the hallway, starts talking shit, turns around to switch out his mask, and I saw his face a little bit. Y'all, tell me why it's my cousin. Switching out his mask and I saw his face a little bit. It was my father's nephew. So once I realized it was him, I wasn't as scared anymore, and I even went as far as picking up my lunchbox and slapping him in the back of his head with it. And he turned around like he was going to do something, but he stopped. And my mom was scared AF. Y'all should have seen the look on her face. Anyway, after he was done looking for money that we don't have, he pulled some shoelaces out my mom's shoes and tied me up and left me at the top of the stairs and took my mom all the way back down to the basement. Like 2 minutes later, they come back upstairs, right? And he making it sound like he about to leave. We about to be able to clean up and act like none of this ever happened. My mom said she wasn't calling the cops, none of that shit, right? He goes downstairs with my mom again, saying how she was just going to let him out the house or whatever. And my mom was like, I'll be right back, whatever. So I'm noticing, like, as they going downstairs, he turned the TV on in the living room and turned the volume all the way up. And not even 2 minutes later, I heard 3 loud explosions. So I ended up falling asleep very briefly. I wake up, I call my grandmother, she puts me on 3-way with the police. The police send out somebody. Guess which cop is answering the call that night? Another cousin. Alright, so I left off at the part where one of the responding officers was another one of my cousins. This cousin had nothing to do with anything, but he was the one who discovered her body, and they found out that he was related to her, so he couldn't be there anymore. So he took me with him and his partner, and we went down to the police station. But we gonna jump ahead 6-7 years later from that night. It is now 2001, 2002, and I'm living in Jamaica. My father's a full-blown fugitive. He's America's Most Wanted, and the situation ended up on Unsolved Mysteries when it used to be on Lifetime. By this time, the feds are getting sick and tired of chasing this man all over the globe, because they already hit up the Jamaican feds and was like, yo, this man right here, he is wanted AF. If y'all see him, detain him, hand him over to us so he could come back over here and answer for all the shit he's done. Because y'all, it wasn't just my mom. My father is a serial pew-pewist, right? He got mad bodies on him, and he had a RICO. He's slick, so he's like 10 steps ahead of them. He done already paid off the Jamaican whoever was supposed to tell on him to not say nothing, and it worked. But unfortunately for him, the Colombians knew where to find him. Oh yeah, I left out the second reason why my dad wanted my mom out the picture was because he owed the Colombians some money, and he had 2 life insurance policies on my mom. One of his shipments that he was sending over to Cali for them got took about a month before my mom was unalived. That shipment in early 90s, at that time that had cost him a little bit over 100 grand. That's a lot of money today. That's damn near $1 million right now. They wanted his head and they went right to Jamaica to get it. Come back for part 5. So the Colombians finally catch up with my father, and I don't know what he said to them, but they didn't unalive him. And then they never saw him again after that. I know they regret that shit. Because after they decided to not unalive him so he could actually pay them back, he skipped the country and went straight to Europe. Him and his best friend. Now they hiding out in England, and the best friend's getting tired. He got so tired, he called the police on them. He's like, look, man, I'm sick and tired of running. I'm such and such. I'm with such and such. Come get us. And let the U.S. government know I will cooperate as long as I ain't got to spend too much time in a prison and they just deport me to Jamaica. U.S. government's like, okay. When I say this man started singing like a canary, one of the first things we all found out when he started yapping was that my father unalived his nephew after everything went left because I wasn't supposed to be able to make him. So if anyone was wondering, his body was all along Maxfield Avenue in Barrows. This was in like 1995, 96. Anyway, best friend yapping. I find out that the night my mother was unalived, that was the 3rd attempt on her life. Because best friend helped my dad find 2 people to do this, and both people took the money and dipped because they say they don't do that to women. The next thing we found out was what happened to the shorty who got the shipment for the Colombians took by the feds. Bruh, when I say my father did her so dirty. Yo, her family didn't even get to tell her goodbye. But when they got to what really went down with my mom, I was floored. So I left off at the part where my father's best friend snitched them out and got a deal with the feds. They were going to deport him to Jamaica as long as he told them everything they wanted to know, and that he did do. So my mom's situation is wild because since the best friends started chatting, I started figuring shit out. I was all in bed with my dad, despite knowing that he was beating the fuck out of my mother every chance he got. He even essayed her. He pew-pewed whipped her too, in the same incident. Essayed her, pew-pew whipped her, they all knew about it, and no one gave a fuck. They was still moving weight for this dude. Nobody laid hands on him, nothing. Nobody did shit. All they did do was keep moving weight for this dude. Even my mom's older sister doing favors for him, such as escorting me to Jamaica. I'm only like 5-6 years old. My dad done cut out the lining of my suitcase, put 100 grand in it, sends me to Jamaica with her. He got all his shit set up at Montego Bay Airport to where I ain't gotta go through customs because his brother is a police officer and he was paying them off, right? So she flew me to Jamaica, handed me over to my uncle. I walk out the airport, this bitch go back around the other side to hop on the next flight back to Philly. But if you ask her about that incident today, she's gonna tell you that it never happened, or she didn't know that there was $100,000 in my suitcase. Y'all, I just realized, every time my dad would send me to Jamaica, every time I got down there, my uncle would drop me off at his mother, my dad's mom's house, that grandmother. I miss her soul. R.I.P. Grandma Inez. But anyway, they would drop me to the house and then take my luggage somewhere else and come back like 3 hours later with all my shit. She got snitched out. That aunt got snitched out by my grandma. My grandmother lied though. She told the feds that my aunt was a drug mule for my dad. She wasn't. She just did little favors and shit. But she took it too far because on a trip back from Jamaica after my mom had died, my aunt got pulled by customs. They strip searched her, cut the bottoms out of her shoes, ripped all her shit up because my grandmother told the feds while my aunt was in Jamaica that that's what she goes to Jamaica to do. And it wasn't true. So yeah, found out the whole family was in bed with my dad. They was all moving weight for him. Everyone got snitched out except for my grandmother's son. And people got pissed off about that to the point where they jumped this dude. They beat him so bad, one of his eyes almost popped out of his socket. I'm shocked this motherfucker could see 2020 today. But y'all, this ain't it. I've seen a lot of shit throughout my childhood, and it all started the moment I got on this earth because of my father. I'm not going to tell these stories on here anymore. Instead, I'm going to produce them in art form and put them on YouTube. If anybody wants to watch, go subscribe to Broad Street Karma right now. I'm letting out the first episode within a week.
This was very poor pussy management on my end, but I was lied to and bamboozled. So, yeah, I already done took, responsibility for my actions, but I was lied to. So, bitch, whoop-de-doo, what can I really fucking do? Okay, so cool. Like, 3 years ago, this nigga ended up DMing me on Instagram or whatever, and I go to his page. We don't have no mutuals, which I like. So we get to DMing, whatever. We end up going on a date. Cool, we go on this little date. We start kicking it or whatever. Like, he cool folks or whatever. We kicking it with each other. Mind y'all, this is 3 years ago, so I had just left my youngest daughter dead. This is my first time being single ever in my adult life. Like, I met my youngest daughter daddy when I was 14. We got together. I got pregnant when I was 16. We got engaged. I was with him for like 3 years. Then I left him, jumped straight into another relationship with my youngest daughter daddy. I was with him for like 4 years, got engaged. Then I left him. So at this point, this is my first time being 100% single, not living with no man, not having to answer to no man, like being able to 100% do me. So at this point, I'm having a blast. Like, bitch, I ain't just having sex with everybody, but bitch, you want to go on a date? Yeah, we go on a date. Like, bitch, I'm dating around. I'm having fun. Cool. But at this time, I'm living in Buckhead. And if you from Atlanta, then you know, like, where Buckhead at. I'm living in Buckhead, and he got a condo in Midtown. So we probably like 8 or 9 minutes from each other at this point. So we start, kicking it with each other a lot because we right down the street from each other. Like, we going on dates, we having sex, like, we having fun. But he just one of my niggas, and he knows he just one of my niggas. Like, I'm not one of the bitches that was lying, none of this shit. Like, he knew he was one of my niggas. Like, it got to a point, like, he was in my close friends for years. Like, and in my close friends, that's where I would post niggas. Like, I would post when I would fly out to go see football niggas. I would post when I'm out on dates. Like, and he never missed the story. Like, he might put, like, a little smart remark, to the story that I posted or whatever, but he never missed shit. Like, bitch, you one of my niggas. Like, when it's your turn, it'll be your turn type shit.
Cool. So whenever I used to come over his house or whatever, he only used to have 2 kids at his house. It used to be like his teenage daughter. She might have been like 14, 15 at this time. And his youngest son. And he would always talk about like his oldest daughter or whatever. So he would tell me that, you know, 3 kids. He got them 3 kids that I know about or whatever. And he have 2 adult kids. So I'm looking at it basically like, okay, you got 3 children, and you got 2 adult kids, but you really only have 3 children. At this point, we're just fucking with each other. Like, it would be times where I wouldn't talk to this nigga for like 2-3 weeks. Like, at this point in time, like, I used to play niggas to the left. Like, I was so ruthless when it came to niggas, which is why I kind of think like I got my karma back a little bit. Whatever. Like, it wasn't my business to go investigate to see if he only had them 5 kids. Like, bitch, you say you only got 5 kids or whatever. Like, bitch, we just fucking with each other. Like, you don't have a reason to lie to me. I don't have a reason to lie to you type shit. I'm not thinking nothing of it. Okay, cool. Fast forward to summer 2024 or whatever. I end up losing hella weight. Like, damn near 70 pounds. So at this point, I'm assuming it's because of the weight loss. The niggas start being on my body so fucking bad. Like, I could post my fingertip on Instagram and he'd be like, where you at? Man, you playing. Man, I'm finna come over there. I'm finna pull up on you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, you be playing with a nigga. Like, it got real bad in 2024. And I end up chumping him off. So, we end up doing it sometime 2024 summer or whatever, and we got into it afterwards, and I chumped him off. I said, bitch, lose my number. Don't speak to me no more. He ended up hitting me up. He like, hey, you need to check, make sure you're not pregnant. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That was his way of like trying to, you know, keep me around. Beginning of 2024 or whatever, he started getting on my body real hard. Beginning of 2025, like, bitch, I guess he felt like this was his time to execute his plan. Like, he don't no longer just want to be one of the niggas on my team. This bitch want to be QB1. He want to be the nigga, the one and only nigga. Like, bitch, worst mistake. Okay, cool. So at this point, we seeing each other every fucking day. We with each other every fucking day. Like, we sleeping with each other damn near every fucking night. Like, we going on dates on the regular or whatever. When we not with each other, we're on the phone 24/7. Like, it's bad. So he ends up being like, oh, I'm too old to, you know, be playing games or whatever. Either we gonna get serious with each other or we gonna leave each other alone. When he say this, like, one ear and out the other, like, bitch, niggas be talking. We still consistently with each other every fucking day at this point or whatever. He ends up saying the shit again. So at this point, I'm giving it a little bit more consideration or whatever, because bitch, if I'm with you every fucking day, like, I'm sleeping with you all the time or whatever, like, we together 24/7, we talking 24/7, of course, like, we gonna start having some type of connection with each other. Okay, cool. So we call ourselves trying to deal with each other on some serious shit. Worst mistake ever. My birthday come up or whatever. I end up finding out I'm pregnant 2 days before my birthday. So at this point, I'm blown. I don't want to do shit for my birthday no more. My friend had done planned me out this all black birthday dinner. They had done got me a section and shit. I canceled every fucking thing because, bitch, I am depressed. I just lost damn near 70 pounds. Bitch, my youngest daughter was getting ready to go into kindergarten that following August, bitch, and I'm fucking pregnant. I am so depressed. I'm so mad. I'm so blowed. Like, bitch, I'm disappointed in myself. Like, I'm all the emotions that you could possibly feel, I felt them in that fucking moment. My birthday was on that Saturday. I canceled everything. He was like, nah, like, you ain't finna cancel your birthday. Like, you ain't finna do that. Like, you still gonna enjoy yourself. You still gonna have a good time. So he ended up calling me like a black truck with a driver or whatever. They came and picked me and my brother and my homegirl up or whatever. And they took us to this restaurant. I met him at this restaurant or whatever. Then he took me to this little strip club afterward or whatever. Like, it was a nice gesture because I was down. You know, like, I really didn't want to do shit for my birthday anymore. I was blowed. Okay, cool. So my birthday on the 22nd. On the 24th, I was at Planned Parenthood that Monday morning. So I was at Planned Parenthood. I went in, I signed my paperwork, I paid my little money or whatever, and they took me to the back. I went and I did my urine sample or whatever, but I don't know what it was. I felt different. Like, I'm not no saint. Like, I have done that before and I've never felt anything, but I felt different this time. So when I was doing like my urine sample, I was like, God, if this is something I'm not supposed to do, like, send me a sign. Like, I want a child at that point in my life, but I don't know what it was, but I remember sitting in the bathroom. I went to the ultrasound room or whatever. The lady asked me, like, do you want to know if it's multiple babies? Do you want to hear the heartbeat? I'm like, no. Like, I didn't want to hear none because I already was, like, had emotions towards it this time, and I feel like that was just gonna make it harder on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to hear nothing or whatever. Like, it's just gonna make my grieving process even harder. So the lady, she doing whatever or whatever. She had to do the vaginal ultrasound because, of course, I was too early or whatever. And she get done and she like, okay, well, you could get up. You can put your clothes on. Whoop. I get up, not thinking nothing of it. She like, yeah, well, unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to do the procedure here today because the baby has a heartbeat. So I start bawling, crying right there in front of the lady. The lady hugged me and shit. I called my grandma. I'm like, Grandma, they said that they can't do it because the baby got a heartbeat. She like, well, Kayla, like, it just looked like you're gonna have 3 kids. Bitch, my youngest child is literally finishing up daycare right now. Like, I am done. Like, and you telling me I'm finna have to start over? So I tell this nigga, he was already against the abortion from jump. Like, he said he didn't want no parts in it. But I had found this girl on Instagram who was selling these baby be gone pills. So I'm like, get me these pills from this girl because I don't want no baby. He like, I'm not blocking my blessings by doing nothing with no abortions, whatever. He like, I'm not buying them pills from that girl. You don't know what's in them pills. You can fuck around and kill yourself on them pills. What. He would not get the pills. I'm like, bitch, I don't want no fucking kids. So at this point, like, I don't know if it was the first trimester hormones or what, but like, I just started hating this nigga from this point. Like, I literally was hating this nigga. Like, my first doctor's appointment or whatever, he went to my first doctor's appointment and we was arguing or whatever. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. We was arguing and he was like, bro, I'm outside of the doctor's office. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I rolled up the street and I sat at the fucking light. I was like, I'm not coming until you leave. Yeah, I sat up there for like an hour until the bitch left. I ended up missing my whole doctor's appointment, had to reschedule it, and all. Come back for part 2, because that's how I'm getting to how I was bamboozled and how I didn't know how old he really was and how I didn't know how many kids he really had and how I ended up finding out how old he was and how many kids he really fucking had. Because this shit is crazy. Bitch, I wish I was playing, but yeah, come back for part 2.
Story time, but keep in mind, this is my life. I'm not 2016, but okay, cool. My homegirl texted me and telling me she just need a mama to herself, like she just got a lot of shit going on. So I'm like, damn friend, what the fuck going on? Like, what's wrong? She like, bitch, my baby daddy cheating and I'm really tired of this hoe and I ain't finna deal with this hoe no more and everybody think I'm gonna go back. I'm telling my friend like, bitch, let me tell you something, hoe, you can go back today, bitch, you can go back tomorrow, bitch, you ain't never gotta go back, hoe. Whatever you with, I'm with. Motherfuckers can't judge you because motherfuckers ain't in your shoes. When you tired, you tired, you know what I'm saying? But I'm with you, so fuck him. You know what I'm saying? My friend like, okay, cool. My friend get her, she like, bitch, let's go. We outside. She like, I'm looking for the hoe. Shake that ass, ho. If you know me, you know I'm lightheaded. So a little bit of liquor, bitch, my shit get a little heartbeat. I can get your heartbeat and be like this. I can get you. My little thing down there, it got a heartbeat to it, bitch. It's starting to, okay? So my friend, she like, oh my God, she get to bounce her ass. I'm talking about grinding, like, my girl grinding, like, damn. I'm like, okay, cool. I know what that mean. You trying to do some shit. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can get us something a little too, man. Cause you know what I'm saying? I got some shit going on. They keep some shit going on. And I ain't gonna never put you down on no shit that you gotta take the team for. All right, cool. So we get the 2 man going on. We get over there. We chilling. They got liquor. They got, you know, little backwoods. We over there smoking the shit. Knowing we lightheaded. We just was saying how we gotta smoke one wood together, but really put that hoe out in the halfway. So you know what I'm saying? Then we already drunk. All right, cool. We get in there having fun. She get the dancing on me and shit. I'm dancing on her. She dancing on me. The man just looking at us. Why the fuck the 2 men go wrong? Because instead of us fucking with the men, we done fucked each other. Hold on then, friend. I ain't turning no shit down because my friend a badass bitch. But I ain't never did this before, no. My girl started kissing me. Like, she on top of me. You know how you get the ride like this? Like, yeah, she get the doing this. So I'm just holding her while she doing it. My girl get the kissing me. Fuck, I look like turning down a kiss. I'm kissing too. So now the niggas looking like, damn, bitch, did y'all come over here just to use my house to fuck? And actually, no, because I got my own shit. I had my own house. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bitch, we get the kissing and we get the sucking on. Bitch, it's going down. The dude's just watching us. But I'm telling y'all, we get the eating in front of them. Like, we eating. Like, I'm eating and she eating. Like, we just eating. Bitch, we so greedy. We still went to Dina Anywhere after that. The dude still took us to the room and we went to Dina Anywhere. That shit was fire. Like, all over it was fire. Now, is me and my girl still gonna be able to be friends? The world may never know. But keep in mind, this is my life.
Okay, so I went on this date and I almost started crying in the middle of the date. So me and my friend, we were leaving this restaurant and this guy and his friend stop us and start talking to us. Now, I swear up and down, I know the guy who talked to me was 24. I swear he said his friend was 21 and I was already just like, oh, y'all are a little young, but okay, whatever. He seemed normal enough, kind enough, so I let him walk me to my car and I got his number. Now, for the next week, he was texting me pretty much like every day. And he was like trying to hang out a couple of times and I kept ducking him. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, I don't know, 24. Like I would prefer someone who's my age. I'm 28. And I was like, I don't know if I really think he's like super cute. Like he was handsome, but I was like, am I really into him? So I was kind of making up some excuses, but I did finally agree. He was like, let's go get some drinks. And I was like, you know what? Okay, let's go get some drinks. Let's hang out. So anyways, the day of the date, I did not feel like going. I did not want to go, but I felt bad because I had already said yes and I had been ducking him that week. So I was like, suck it up and go. I pull into the parking spot and I was like, hey, I'm here. He's like, okay, I'm 5 minutes away. The place that we were originally going to go was closing, but I was like, hey, I know somewhere that's like pretty close. Let's go there. So I get out my car. I walk there. And I'm texting him, asking where he's at. And he was like, oh, me and my friend stopped for Shake Shack. Why is your friend there? Okay. Why are you guys getting food? Okay. So I find a table. I sit down. From the time that I parked to the time that I sat down and he finally showed up, it was like 30 minutes. So I was like, okay, I already didn't want to be here. Do you know you have 30 minutes? Do you know you have 30 minutes? I was like, I'm giving you 30 minutes and then I'm going home. So I order one drink and he just gets a water. And I was like, oh, you're not going to drink anything? And he was like, no, I don't really drink. And I was like, yeah, but you know, you asked to come out and get drinks. And he was like, yeah, I just wanted a reason to hang out with you. Okay, cool. No problem. Surprisingly, I was having a good time. Like the conversation was flowing. I was laughing. He was laughing. Like it really wasn't too bad. There was a couple of things that he said that kind of, I was like, I don't really like that. He jokingly was like, oh, I could tell like you was a bully, you was mean in high school. I don't like that. He said that he likes to troll people and I'm okay with joking around, but when you don't know me well enough, and I feel like trolling on like a first date is like, don't you want to make like a good impression first? Like, why would you be trying to say or do things specifically like to make me mad or like pick on me? I actually am a nice person. I've always tried to be a nice person. So no, I wasn't a bully in high school and I told him I didn't really like that. Whatever, neither here nor there. And then he said that I asked him, because I date to marry, I asked him like his views on marriage and he was saying that he hadn't really seen like a lot of great marriages growing up. So it's not like top priority. I understand that, but I am definitely looking for someone who like really values marriage. I understand that things happen. But I was just like, okay, cool. Anyways, time is going on. Like I said, I'm actually having a good time. I finished my drink. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good. And I realized, oh shoot, like the bill has been sitting on the table for a minute. So I go to grab it and then I'm like, the bill has been sitting on the table for a minute. So then I like reach into my purse and I grab my card. He sees me grab my card. He sees me put that card and I put the bill back on the table with my card. And it's like, oh, he really isn't about to pay. So I only got one drink. With tip, it was like $21. And I swear, once I put that card down and like the waiter came and took it, I had to fight back tears because I'm so used to the absolute bare minimum low effort men since I've been trying to date in Atlanta. And I'm like, here we go again. I didn't want to be here. You've been hitting me up all week. You suggested that we do this. Why aren't you paying? And I'm not even the type of person to be like, he needs to be buying me steak and lobster and like, you got to have money and blah, blah, blah. Because no, I've been buying my own stuff since I was 16. The only time I expect a man to pay for me is my dad, but I'm like financially responsible. I be taking care of myself. So no, I'm not looking for someone who so I can just sit at home, kick my feet up and you take care and pay for everything, especially if I don't know you. On a first date, I'm not expecting you to spend all this money on me, but it wasn't all this money. And for me, I just felt like it was a principle. You wanted to get to know me. You want to spend time with me. Why don't you want to why don't you want to put in the effort? You know what I mean?
Like, why don't you want to do this to make a good first impression? Why don't you care enough to do that? So yeah, I definitely almost cried when I was sitting there realizing that, because I'm just like, oh, another one. There's billions of people in this world, and you're telling me that I have to settle for a guy who isn't considerate enough to like pay for the date. So anyways, he walks into the car and he's just like, Amia, like, I really haven't met anybody that's like you. I had a good time. Text me when you get home. I did not text him when I got home. And we haven't talked since. So, you know, I just feel like I do need to run a tighter, stricter ship, because I have settled in the past, and I have been like, well, you know, it's only $20. I'll pay for it. And you teach people what you allow. And I just really don't want to have to settle for somebody who's just going to do the absolute bare minimum or less. So yeah, if you're dating in Atlanta, girly pops or boys, you know, just, you know, make sure that you know what you want. Make sure you don't settle for less.
Feeling some type of way, and it's just bad. Is it okay if you invite someone to your house and they bring a +1? Story time. I had a kickback in my house, and I invited my homegirl, and my homegirl, she brought her homegirl. Didn't even tell me that she was bringing her homegirl till she was on the way to my house. We're texting all this time prior. She never mentioned the girl. Fast forward to the day of, she got me on the car, on the phone, and like, hey, like, oh yeah, just a heads up, I'm bringing such and such. I don't want to say no names. And I'm like, I got quiet. And I'm like, not because I have beef with the girl, not because she ever said anything negative about the girl, but more just the point of that I don't know the girl. I like to protect my space. Not only protect my space because people are not happy for you. You don't know what type of demons people got on. This is on them. And you didn't came in my house with a bag of negative energy. Leaving my house, the bag of negative energy is still there. And I'm walking around for a week straight on why I'm walking around being negative in my house. Because a bag of negative energy was left there from somebody I don't even know. Or somebody that don't even know me. Coming in my space, in my place, and not happy for me or feeling some type of way. And it's just bad vibes. I told her right then and there, I said, oh, you and such might as well go ahead somewhere else because you're not coming here. He gets mad. We go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I just hang up in her ear. Fast forward to 2 days ago, we talked and I asked her, why did you think that's okay? I'm not just going to bring somebody to somebody's house and not acknowledge and let them know prior to that she's coming or he's coming or they're coming in general. So how is that okay though? So let me know if I'm wrong. I told her there's nothing else for us to talk about because going into 2026, I'm no longer explaining myself about an explanation that you should know the answer to.